Brown, that terrorist, that terrorist daughter of mine, Samantha, I mean, she invokes, Janae, she invokes herself into the situation. Look, you need to do this. That wasn't good enough. Try this again. And she just bosses me around and
we're
makes
not
me
going to
feel
slander
just small.
Samantha, my little sis. Samantha is a real star in the family. She's the one who should be on those episodes. Don't do her like that.
Yeah. That's what she said. But the problem is, Janae, that's what she says. It's not like you're saying it. She told me. She said, look, we know I'm the star of the family. You just listen to me and follow my lead, okay? And that's what she does.
Do exactly what
this
she
is
says.
what I have to deal with, Jay.
She's right.
She's smart.
She's right.
Okay? She's a smart girl, what she is. All right, let's get to something that maybe wasn't so smart. Here we go. Although Jaylen Brown scored 33 points in Game 7 loss to the Sixers on Saturday, it took him 27 shots to get there, including going 3 of 9 from beyond the arc, along with the team worst, negative 16 plus minus. Brown was unable to step up and carry the Celtics past the Sixers without his co-star Jayson Tatum, and it was an obviously disappointing finish. Here he was in a live stream following the loss.
So proud of this group and the way we played. I wish we trusted that style of play a little bit more, but I know playoffs kind of shifted our rotations and what we wanted to do. But I'm so proud, and it was my favorite year of my basketball career.
Okay, so no Tatum until really the end of the year, yet it was his favorite year. Your reaction? Yeah, this is less than 24 hours after losing in Game 7.
I don't understand. Like, I don't, because he's so smart. And this, to me, is a case of you're pontificating about a lot of different things, and you're having essentially like a coming to Christ conversation with the media and the public about a streamline of consciousness of thoughts that you're going to have to think through and then answer questions about before. Like, why even put yourself in this situation? Like, even if this was your favorite year, and this is why I go back to the 48-hour rule, even if this was your favorite year, let's go through a process here. This is my favorite year. If I say to the people this is my favorite year, let's think about the things that have happened this year. This year, Jayson Tatum wasn't around. This year, he was injured. This year, he tried to come back and we had growth, but like it didn't really pan out. Maybe I shouldn't say that, because it can imply or it can lead people down paths where what do people always do about Jaylen and Jayson Brown?
Pin them against each other.
It's always about whose team is it?
Yeah.
Who's better? Who are all these things? It's his, it's yours, it's his, and it's both theirs, because both of them, it took them both to win a championship. Why pour gasoline on that fire by saying this was your favorite year? Even if it were true, there are a lot of things I feel in my life that I don't say out loud because I know the repercussions of what happens if I were to say them. So some things are just right, and some things that you have to swallow your pill if you're going to be the leader of a team. You don't say that out loud. I just don't understand, Stephen A. Why the hell say that? What do you have to benefit from saying that?
Go ahead, Janae.
You guys, it's 2026. People are going to have plenty of podcasts. People are going to have Twitch streams. To me, it wasn't that deep. And maybe because I saw that Jaylen Brown understands no matter what we say about him, we will still have the same questions. Whether he goes out and says it's his favorite year, or whether Jayson Tatum is healthy or he's unavailable, people are always going to have the conversation no matter what. Whose team is it? And to me, this Boston Celtics squad looks like they're at peace with that narrative, and they're just moving forward. And I look at what he said, and I'm like, is it okay? It's fine for him to say it was his favorite season, because he did get JT back. One of the best moments that I saw in the postseason was when he was standing next to JT, and JT was out of breath. He's still trying to find his legs, and they looked like, what is it, Batman and Robin, or Batman and Bane? I don't know which one it is. He's like, don't worry, I got him. I got you, bro. Like, there's a relationship that they have that I think people don't talk about, in the sense that I think they want each other to be great. It's so much harder to win separate. They understand that this system did bring them a championship. And overall, when you look at the expectations going into the season, us at ESPN projected them to win 39 games. They won 56. They finished second in the East. This is the first year that they actually walked into a season with very limited expectations, and they exceeded it. They played basketball. They trusted each other. And yeah, there was some adversity along the way. You know, they didn't have JT, but JT did come back. He was one of the best comeback stories, even though they fell short. And so when I heard Jaylen Brown, I didn't overreact because he's on a Twitch stream. He's going to talk. And when he talks, there are going to be problems. But I think this is a guy that's at peace with the narratives that people sort of construct around him. And it's okay to say that this was a challenging year, but he found value in it. To me, I didn't read it as so deep.
I didn't take it wrong either, what he said there. It didn't faze me, Jay. I agree with Janae in that regard. But in terms of him being at peace, Janae, he clearly isn't. He clearly isn't. All right? And his comments about Joel Embiid and flopping and how Jaylen Brown and Paul George did the same thing and they didn't get called for it or whatever. What the hell are you complaining about it for when you get $300 million, when Jason Tatum was out, when the ball was placed in your hands, and you averaged a career best nearly 29 a game, and you led Boston to 56 wins, 17 games than projected, a number 2 seed in the Eastern Conference, all right, and firmly established yourself as a superstar in this league and a league MVP candidate? Why are you complaining fresh off of blowing a 3-1 lead? See, that's the problem. So you can't say, Janae, that he's at peace when less than 24 hours after getting bounced out of the playoffs and surrendering a 3-1 lead for the first time in the history of the storied Boston Celtics franchise. Didn't happen to anybody else in the Boston Celtics uniform. Think about all the great players that played for the Boston Celtics. Think about the Birds. Think about the Parishes, the Angels of the world, the Dennis Johnsons of the world, the KGs, the Paul Pierce, the Ray Allens, the Rajon Rondos, and others. Think about all of these people, okay? And then know with all the championship banners hanging in the rafters, no franchise, nobody from that franchise in history blew a 3-1 lead. And by the way, Jason Tatum's name isn't written all over that because he didn't play. Thank God he didn't play because the calf injury messing with him, that had an Achilles tear written all over it, and I was petrified of him playing Saturday night, and thank God they made him sit down. But Jaylen Brown was out there. Now again, what we just played, I totally agree with you, Janae. No big deal there. I'm not overreacting to that. He's being candid about what he feels. But what he said earlier, that clip about complaining about Joel Embiid flopping, that's a different matter.
Let me clarify. I think he's at peace with being the villain, at peace with being the bad guy. Do you guys remember post All-Star when he was ascending, and a lot of people, yourself included, Stephen A., said that this is a guy that really deserves consideration for MVP? What happened? He goes to San Antonio. He sort of loses his temper a little bit because he felt like he was fouled. He gets ejected, right? But then he spoke about it. This is a trend that I've been seeing from him over the course of this season. He's playing with edge, which has produced great results, but also it has produced moments like this. He's at peace with being the bad guy and vocalizing his thoughts. Not at peace with his performance or his team. He's too competitive for that. We have to respect who he is as a guy for that, who has led this team. But I'm looking at just the persona. He's going to continue to talk. He knows it's going to ruffle feathers, and it seems like he's at peace with that. I didn't really consider him saying that this was his favorite year a huge talking point.
I'm just going to close the loop on how I feel about that, guys. I think all your points are accurate and valid, right? But at the same time, all those things are about Jaylen Brown. They're about Jaylen Brown. And I think Jaylen Brown likes hearing about Jaylen Brown. That's what I feel. I mean, look, if you're not going to sit up on a national stream and say that your favorite year wasn't when your team won an NBA championship or when you won an NBA Finals MVP, the personal growth is great. That's incredible. But just knowing that your teammate, a year in which people always try to pit you against each other, to me, I think that's way bigger than how you guys are thinking about it. It feels bigger.
I will say, too, we didn't show obviously the entire Twitch stream, but he didn't really add a lot of context. Like, had he said, like, this was my favorite year personally for what I personally was able to accomplish, et cetera, we wouldn't be having these comments. It was kind of like a quick little comment aside and had us all asking questions afterwards. Still to come here on First Take. The Stars are out in the second round, but which matchup has our crew most intrigued? That answer might